So, you want to own your own home, but you're one of the over 80% of Americans with less than perfect credit. You don't have enough money saved for a down payment, and or your debt-to-income ratios are so high that the only person who will lend you money is your mother, and she still wants a cosigner. I know that sounds funny, but these are just a few of the reasons why tens of millions of Americans are still renting, instead of owning their own home. And the worst part is, most of them have convinced themselves they will never be able to own a home, or they're waiting on a miracle, instead of doing anything about it. So, why should you do whatever it takes to own your own home? Well, I'm glad you asked, because here's the facts. According to a 2021 report provided by the U.S. Department of Housing and Urban Development, the average homeowner in the U.S. has a net worth of approximately $200,000, while the average renter only has a net worth of around $5,000. This statistic alone should have you wanting to buy a house immediately, so you can start building equity for yourself instead of your landlord. Think about it. Every rent payment you make pays for a house or building owned by someone else. They get to benefit from the cash flow, equity, and tax deductions. And what do you get? Exactly. You get a roof over your head for another month and nothing else to show for it. This is why MWR Financial created our cash flow system, combined with our Keys to Home Ownership program. Imagine having everything you need to increase your cash flow and income, so you can increase your buying power and save the money you need for a down payment. Or, how about having a team of financial experts who will get your credit scores back into the best shape possible, while lowering your existing bills and your debt-to-income ratios, all at the same time? Sounds amazing, right? Well, it is, but that's not all, because our team of affordable housing experts will even help you locate and purchase your new home for you now, regardless of your past credit history or your current credit scores. Yeah, you heard me right. Our experts will help you determine how much of a home you can qualify for. They will assist you with locating the home that meets your needs, buy it for you, and allow you to rent to own or lease with the option to buy, while our cash flow experts help you get your finances back into the best position possible to qualify for conventional financing. And if conventional financing ends up not being an option for you, your affordable housing expert will owner finance the property for you. In other words, we can structure the option that works best for you, and becoming a homeowner no longer has to be just a dream. It can actually become a reality. With that said, if you're tired of building equity for someone else and you're ready to own your own home, get back to the person that shared this information with you, and let us help you get on the right path towards home ownership once and for all.
Hey, I've got a question for you. Do you have a cable bill or a phone bill or any other monthly bill for things like internet or home security? Of course you do. Well, guess what? You're probably being overcharged, and you're not alone. Millions of Americans are overpaying on their monthly bills to the tune of $60 billion a year. What if you could pay less for the exact same services? No, really, no change. And then use that extra money for things that make your life better, like a family vacation, college tuition, or simply taking some me time. Sound too good to be true? It's not. You can put your savings on autopilot. We'll analyze your bills and negotiate on your behalf, so you won't pay any more than you should for the essential services you use every day. You don't pay unless we can save you money. When we lower your bills, we'll split the savings with you, and you'll get the same or better service than you have today for less money and no hassle. We know because we've already saved our customers millions of dollars on their essential services like mobile phone, internet, cable, and more. You send us your bills, we lower them. It's that simple. Stop overpaying today. Send us your bills. That's all it takes to start living your life better.
What's all these resources we need to get wealthy? You've been trying to get wealthy by yourself for too long. Let the experts do it. This guy. I've been in a position to earn and have 5-figure weeks. I've been in a position to leverage residual income and purchase 20 acres of land. Right here in Atlanta, Georgia. We call it Bean Acres. 20 acres of land with a lake. Those that don't live here, water's scarce in Atlanta. My credit score went from a 734 to an 820. I just purchased my first international investment. I'm unit 809 in Dubai. I'm unit 809. Cash. So now I'm working on dual citizenship. Now I'll be in Paris in an hour. I'll be in France in 2 hours. I can go to Africa in 4 hours. I can come back to the States. I can go back and forth. Now I'm going to get my other place in Ghana. I'm going to get another place in Cape Town. I'm going to go to my condo in Dubai. I'm going to be living in 4 different countries, 3 and 4 months at a time. That's living. Yeah. Now the house that I'm in right now, which ain't no shack, my son gets that automatically. That's what the membership can do for you. I got over $3 million in assets in my trust. That's what the membership can do for you. All of this because I'm also what's called a wealth promoter. Everybody say wealth promoter. Wealth promoter. Who's here for the first time? This is your first time visiting? First time? Okay. My favorite couple. Come on up real quick. Y'all come up. All right, so I'm going to scroll through my phone, and every day we get a text message. And I just want you guys, I'm going to let you read one, and I want you to read one. Because when you promote the business, you get paid every single day. And they take your money at the end of the week, and they put it in your account. So last week, on a Friday, I made how much?
$8,658.05.
So I made $8,600 last week. So I average between $7,000 and $10,000 a week. All because I'm doing what all y'all doing, which is sharing the information. I just promote the wealth membership. Then that was last Friday. So, sir, I had a Morehouse degree, went to college, got my degree in English and everything. I wasn't making $8,000 a week. I wasn't making $8,000 a month. And if I add it up, I wasn't making $8,000. And I'm so serious. In months. But yesterday, they put how much in my account?
$9,588.08.
And my organization is small. They just read you guys almost $20,000 in 2 weeks. Wow. Now, if we promote the business and you guys do the exact same thing, you'll start buying assets with your checks that come every week. Y'all look, y'all already sharp as a tack. All you got to do now is use our stories, use the Irish, use me, use Cashflow Christie, you share the wealth membership. Now you're getting paid every single day. Promote the membership. That's it. Y'all give it up. Y'all, great.
Well, grand evening, grand morning, actually, East Coast, West Coast, and everywhere in between. Welcome to the MWR, where lifestyle and legacy connect. Guys, this is more or less a conversation than a presentation that you got to hear tonight. My name is Daryl R. Banks, 2-star executive director and founding member and the host of our weekly Thursday night Financial University, where we actually bring on the corporate experts of our program, the experts that are invited professionals to give you the education you need to succeed to get on the other side of money. Go ahead and drop a 1 in the chat. Just want to be sure that you guys can hear me. Drop a 1 in the chat, because I tell you what, we're excited, guys. This is our Wealth Talk After Dark segment, and I am being joined by a good friend of mine, partner. I tell you what, we're excited. We took a little hiatus for just a moment, but we needed to get back into this because this information cannot be held back, cannot be a secret no longer. We got to get this information out, and we're getting ready to do this for you this morning. Let's go ahead and get your week started off right. Take a few moments to go ahead on and tag someone to get them to type in, because people are up, they looking, they online right now, scrolling. They need to hear this information right now. And I tell you what, it's only going to get better. We got a full week of information for you, and we're going to get right into it. But let me introduce you to my partner. This gentleman I'm about to bring on, he has a bunch of success in his own right. Hails out of Atlanta, Georgia. Had a pleasure of spending some quality time mindset event called Game Changer in Atlanta, Georgia. GameChangerATL.com coming soon. And in March, we will be back there. And he also has his company, Power Move 6. No other than my friend, my partner in this crusade, Mr. Brian Woods. Mr. Woods, how you doing, sir?
Hey, man, how you doing, my guy? Hey, thanks for letting me on this actual opportunity, man, because I tell you what, man, this information needs to definitely get out there, and I thank you for joining the stage with you, man. It's a pleasure joining the stage with the voice himself, Daryl Banks. Hey, so yeah, let's get right off into it, my brother.
Appreciate you, sir. Let's get ahead. So, guys, what do we all have in common? We got employees, we got our self-employed individuals, we have our business owners, we got our athletes, our rappers, our entertainers, and then we have our already well-to-do individuals. But the one thing that we all have in common with all these positions that you see, and these are positions, if you will, is that we just do not know what to do with the money. See, it's one thing to be an employee and have no guidance about where your money's going. Being self-employed is okay, but you still are in the grind. You have your business owners, they're there all the time, don't have time to actually probably have a decent CPA or a tax planner to be able to look at their records, because sometimes they could be doing things off because they're trying to do it themselves. Let's talk about the athletes, the rappers, entertainers. You see it all the time on social media, where these people making millions of dollars end up losing it all because of the mistakes that they made by not knowing how to handle it. Balling out, going out, getting the fancy cars and the homes, the clothes, the jewelry. You see it, but they lose it all because they don't know how to handle it. Then we have our well-to-do people, already wealthy, but yet and still they need to know how to further that wealth. And they get those financial windfalls, hitting that lottery, and end up losing that money because they didn't have anyone to show them what we're getting ready to show you right now. They didn't have the wealth building resources, okay? The wealth building resources that would give them access to positive cash flow, multiple streams of income to be created, being able to have that asset accumulation information, being able to have that wealth protection, being able to generate that wealth, and then being able to take the education for what they learned to be able to implement that. See, those are the building resources. And see, there's public information and then there's private information. You need to be in these circles for you to be able to get that information. Wouldn't you say, sir?
Exactly. We definitely want to be in those circles because, you know, a lot of this stuff, like you said, it was not taught in school. This is the stuff that's been passed down from generation to generation with this private information that we're about to bring to the table.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So let's keep it moving. So, guys, who we here ready to talk about right now is a company called MWR Financial. MWR stands for Make Wealth Real. We are a full service financial strategist company that gives you access to experts experts in the field, licensed trained professionals in the field of certain areas that you're getting ready to hear about. These are the same professionals that are behind the handling of money for LeBron James or Oprah Winfrey or Bill Gates. These are the professionals that handle the type of money that they're earning. This is who you actually have with this wealth membership. It's a premium membership that you have access to with these experts, okay? So let's go ahead and break down exactly what is in this membership, but let's talk about the company just a little bit. So we have over 100 years of combined experience, okay? And Brian, let's go ahead and break down, which is cool because actually the president and CEO of the company happens to name me Brian as well. Go ahead and just break down exactly who these people are, man.
So, with this awesome team that we have, we got Mr. Brian House, the Chief Executive Officer, that's actually for this opportunity that we're talking about right now. Hey, this guy is one of the most awesome guys that we got. We also got Mr. Domino Tosin, the President of Field Development, and we have Ms. Sonia N. Williams, the Chief Marketing Officer, and we have Jonathan Moore as Chief Technology Officer, and we also have Ms. Lovely Leah Ross that keeps all of the checks flowing as the Chief Operating Officer.
Absolutely. And the company actually was established and started in 2017. Home office located in Fort Lauderdale, Florida. This wealth membership, which you get ready to hear about, is our product. And we also are a multi-million-dollar debt-free company, guys. This is who you want to be associated with when you're talking about partnering with us, the Wealth Syndicate, which is a bunch of professionals in all different walks of life. We have influencers, we have professionals in the healthcare field, real estate agents, you name it, all come together to create what's called the Wealth Syndicate. And what we've done is we're partnered with MWR Financial to get this message out to the masses. So you say, Daryl and Brian, what is it that you guys are doing? Well, we're promoters. We're promoters of an industry that is changing the game, but it's really changing even more so now since the pandemic. You're promoting already. You're promoting on TikTok, Instagram, the YouTube, the Facebooks, the Instagrams, the other social media outlets. You're already doing a promotion, but you're not being compensated for it. See, this is a $109 trillion financial industry that we're in, the biggest industry in the world. And just by promoting this membership, you're going to be paid a substantial amount of income. Just break it down exactly what's all in this membership. So we talk about becoming a wealth promoter, which is what we're doing right now. What you see us doing is promoting the membership, and we're being compensated for doing so. You're going to have complete control over your income. Isn't it about time to take control of your finances? And you can do this from anywhere in the country, and you'll have a home-based business. The wealth membership is our prime product. It provides you complete financial resources with the whole team of experts we just talked about. And again, these are licensed professionals, CPAs, financial planners, IRS enrolled agents, debt elimination and credit restoration specialists, all rolled up and at your beck and call. You can have continuous consultations on what you're getting ready to learn about here in just a second. Let's go ahead and break this down. So what's all in this wealth membership, you ask? Brian, go ahead and take the left side of this and let's talk about what we have in this wealth membership, man.
So, with this wealth membership, we have an actual awesome combination of different experts that's going to be able to help you in these 4 awesome areas, like reducing your taxes, eliminating your debt, lowering your bills, and restoring your credit. Those are the first 4 pillars that you want to get under control in order for you to start to go over into the other realm that, with our premium wealth resources. You can take it away, Daryl, with the other resources that they'll be able to and be entitled to based off of once they tap these first 4 services.
Absolutely. So we want to become our own bank. We already know what the banking industry has done. If you have not been following me, I actually just aired on my YouTube channel about the 401k and how we are losing by having that. So these 2 accounts, the diversified cash flow account and the private reserve account, and I'm gonna go ahead into deeper dive into that in just a second, or how you become your own bank. We also have the keys to home ownership, being able to purchase a home. If you're renting, you can definitely be a homeowner. We have our land banking. This is part of being able to buy land in the path of growth. And then you're being able to tie all this up into a trust. Then we also have other services within the membership where you actually have tax preparation. We have an expense tracking app so you can start tracking your expenses. We have a debt relief tax relief program. How about a credit rebuilding center? We also have a program where you can turn your debt into wealth. We have a legal help system where you basically can go ahead on and pull a specific document that you need to have because you're trying to handle something that's dealing with the court system. You can pull that from our legal help. And then you have an Ask an Expert, being able to just ask an expert a question. See, I don't make, and Brian would contest it, we don't make financial decisions without talking with these experts, see? So this is why we have this wealth membership. All right, let's move on forward here. Give me just a second. So then we move on to the cost. So someone say, "What I hear what you're saying. How much is all that's going to run me?" You see, we're not here to sell you anything. We're not here to beg you, and we're not here to convince you. But what we are telling you is that you can't get one of these services for $149.97. Where you getting a whole membership for $149.97. No setup fees, and it includes a spouse. That's a no-brainer. And with all that being said, we're going to show you how you can get this membership self-funded. Now, what NWR Financial says is this. If we cannot show you how to increase, create, and multiply your cash flow within the first 30 days, NWR Financial is going to give you a 100% money back guarantee. Now, what financial services, Brian, have you ever heard of is giving money back? I haven't heard one yet.
I'm gonna tell you right now, hands down, I haven't heard none yet. But the fact that we, stand so much on our product, I like the fact that that we stand by being a product of the product and I'm 100% guaranteed. That's why when I go out and I promote this, I know that I'm with the winner circle, because that's how when you use these services for yourself, it's a no-brainer. Yes, we stand behind our actual product.
Fantastic, man. Fantastic. So go ahead and talk about the keys to home ownership, man, because I've actually heard you mention this and had an experience about this right here. Go ahead and bring this up.
Man, I'm glad you asked about that. So, with this keys to my home ownership, right? Nowhere else in the world that you can be able to at this all-time high. A lot of people, due to inflation, a lot of people rent went up, and a lot of people don't like to talk about this. But on average, the average person that can be able to rent, they have an average of about $5,000 that they be able to have on hand for renting. But now, as a homeowner, you can, on average, a homeowner have at least $200,000 or something that's locked into an investment that's going to be theirs eventually, that privately nobody can come over there and be able to tell them, hey, you have no inspection like that. And now they're starting to create generational wealth because they invest in something that's going to be theirs one day. But what I like about this so much is this: even as low as having being lower income, you still can have a chance to be able to own a home, because we don't knock people that have credit problems. Now we look at the consistency of people that actually pay their actual rent on time, right? And we got 4 different levels to this. We got rent to own, we got privatized lending, and we got traditional lending. But what I like so much about this is this: all the people that having issues, with getting homes, hey, we have an actual in-house credit firm that's actually free inside of the membership that's going to help you as you go through this process. And everybody deal is different when it comes to them actually getting this keys to home ownership. But from what I've been hearing, they've been having good reviews, and everybody been getting a chance to see where they're at in the process. It's different, varied off of what somebody's financial situation is. But I'm telling you right now, keys to my home ownership is where it's at. And I'm telling you right now, hey, I'm definitely going through this process. You're gonna see me in a home real soon.
Fantastic, man. It's amazing. So this one here is close and dear to me. I love to talk about these two accounts, okay? We just talked about how you become your own bank, right? Because we understand what's happening with the banking system today. You know, keeping your money into an institution that's not going to give you even less than 1%. Why are we doing it? It's just something that we thought we should do. It's nothing wrong with having a bank account, but definitely find other ways to be able to put your money into something that's going to pay you back. That happens with our diversified cash flow account. This account is like a savings account on steroids, if you will. Then we have the private reserve account, the PRA. This is where you'll be able to secure retirement with no taxes and no risk of loss. See, both of these accounts is considered accounts for the accredited investor. So what is an accredited investor, you say? This is a person who makes $250,000 or more, or $1 million net worth in assets. That's not even including their property, that you have access to an account like this through this wealth membership. See, I bank with Fidelity Investments. That's a brokerage firm. But when I go there for transactions and they look at my accounts, they're not even introducing me to accounts like this. I got 401k IRAs, but they're not talking to me about accounts like this. Why? Because I'm not bringing in that kind of money yet. See, when you start making that kind of money, then it's a whole different conversation when you're at the bank. And through this program, through this wealth membership, you have access to accounts like this. I have people who I work alongside that have a 401 that's not even being matched. So now they're working to put money into an account. They're not gaining any type of return on it. It's losing money because they basically have chosen, and I say they, the employer has chosen those funds for the employee. You have no control. You go in and change some things around, but you don't know what you're doing. So what ends up happening is that you're losing money. And so I got people who's working 20 and 30 years that can't even retire because they don't have enough money into the 401k account that was set up. Now, the account is now with Fidelity, these employees that I'm speaking of. But again, it's still nothing better. And if it's if you are into a 401k and it's not being matched, you definitely want to pull out of that. And if it is being matched, then you want to at least put up to the max that the company's going to put in to help you. But these two accounts right here are game changers, guys. Let's keep it moving. Let's talk about that land banking, man.
Man, so I'll tell you what, Daryl, this land banking, man, is an awesome thing. We got people like Warren Buffett, the 2028 Olympics, and the U.S. Armed Forces that done put billions and billions of dollars into this actual parcel of land in a place called Antelope Valley, California. But Daryl, do you remember when the 1996 Olympics came to Atlanta?
I do.
Man, Atlanta went from Atlanta to hot Atlanta. And when I say hot Atlanta, I mean that it exploded on the scene because they had to host all these people coming to Atlanta. Ever since then, Atlanta has blown on the scene like the new LA. We got people like Mr. Tyler Perry and the music industry, and a lot of the other Hollywood shows are actually doing a lot of filming off in Atlanta now. So Atlanta has forever changed forever. So when you say LA, you put LA and Atlanta in the same sentence because it's just like the same. If you don't see one of those stars in LA, they actually in Atlanta doing work. But about this parcel of land, you'll be able to buy land for 40% below its value, wholesale value. And I don't know about you, but you can't even get a corner lot with the corner lot over in LA for less than several hundreds and hundreds of of thousands of dollars. We talking about a corner lot. We're not talking about acreage. With us, you being able to get acreage. Think about this. Mr.
Wow.
Warren Buffett already have set up where they have actually going to be able to have green home zones, homes, these energy efficient homes. We also going to be having an actual transportation system that's going to be coming from LA to Las Vegas. We're talking about bullet trains. We're talking about new technology of transportation to commute this new community. They got 6,000 jobs that's coming with the actual, armed forces, to help support of the environment. They about to start over there with a new spot. And think about this: you just sitting there waiting on a payday. Because guess what? We're in 2023 right now. And we usually don't do math in public, but that's roughly 5 years away, 2028. They're not going to wait to 2028 to start to come look for this land. I love to be the fact that we are in the path of growth. This is just a payday waiting to sit on it. And when we say path of growth, you in the way. You in the way of people like the Walmarts, the Targets, and all these businesses that are going to want to set up because they want to support this new community. It's going to blow up just like how Silicon Valley did, but the difference between Silicon Valley and Antelope Valley, this is going to be here to stay. So, hey, Land Banking, all y'all people out there that love real estate asset, y'all need to jump off into this and ride this, because I'm telling you, this is a payday waiting to happen for everybody.
That's it. You already know God's not making no more land, so you definitely need to purchase it if it's at a wholesale price for sure. Let's keep it moving. So, guys, we talk about trust my assets. Now, if you heard about being able to that become that trust fund baby, well, this is the real deal called a complex trust. If you've never heard of a complex trust, you definitely need to get this membership and get with our wealth expert, Mr. Roger Grant, to explain to you exactly how this is set up. It's a Commonwealth setup, trust fund for your business, for your assets. And like Mr. Rockefeller said, own nothing but control everything. You want to be able to buy high ticketed items and afford to be able to qualify for food stamps, but don't even be on paper that you make that kind of money. You know what I'm saying? It's ridiculous once you learn about how to be able to set your stuff up and put it into a trust fund. Because see, people say, "Well, I got a will." Well, if you have a will, you will be in probate, because more than likely it wasn't set up properly. And when's the last time you really took a serious look at it? You got to go in and make changes. You have events that happen in your life. You need to be sure that you got this stuff handled. You want to live your legacy, not just leave one, live it now. Trust my assets is the way to go. So now we're going to talk about some results, man. This is a favorite part of our presentation, because we talk about real people who've had some real results. And you can actually see these testimonies at our Facebook testimonial page at mwrfinancialresults.com, mwrfinancialresults.com. Let's talk about Mr. Charles and Judith Ivory, Brian.
Man, I'll tell you what, man. Sometimes I forget, but man, I was there actually seeing what happened with Charles and Judith. Did you know, man, that Charles actually got laid off at the height of the pandemic? They laid Charles off for 90 days right here at Fort Stewart, Georgia. I'll never forget it. He was working as a benefits advisor for, the VA, right? They laid him off for 90 days during the pandemic. But you know what Charles did? Charles took lemons and make lemonade. You know what I mean? When I say that, what he did was he took the same energy what they did when laid him off with no pay, and he started earning some serious pay. So by the time he came back, 90 days later, these are some of the results that it multiplied into. When he came back, instead of them thinking that he's going to come back and work diligently because he wasn't making the money for 90 days, he came back and fired his boss, say, hey, here my 2 weeks notice. It gave him enough time to be able to say, hey, let me close out all these clients that fell in love with me without help so much. Let me get time to be able to dust everything off, get all my stuff out of the office. But think about this. Them being some of the top leaders of power company in this business, they got 2 private reserve accounts. They got 2 parcels in California. They even got a trust fund baby. They got one of the youngest investors in their family, Mr. Cameron Ivory. This is at the young age of three. Now he's 5. This young man is going to be worth $750,000 by the time he's 18 years old. all because his father and mother had enough trust in him to thinking of him and say, hey, let me set him up for success. Because guess what? You got to pass the torch. These are the private, secrets that we're talking about. It ain't really a secret now because it's passed down information. This is why they're able to do this. $1,400 in reduced taxes, $1,500 in lowering their bills, both husband and wife in a credit score. And they took some cash, by making $400 a day. And they were being able to do all these things that we're talking about. They're 100% debt free. Landowners. In the back of them, they built a dream home, 6,000 square foot with a 2,300 detachment in the back with the pool and the fish. They could be able to fish. Shout out to my mentors. And guess what? They some do it first type of couple. And I watched them in 6 months, but 8 months into the pandemic, all the way to the pandemic. Charles exploded and walked away. And now, when you talk about Make Wealth Real, this couple is definitely Make Wealth Real. Shout out to Cookie and Charles Ivory. We affectionately know them as the Ivories.
That's fantastic, man. I tell you, and I can hear the passion in your voice, about these two. And they see them on stage in Vegas, and hearing their story yet there again, amazing. Now, let's talk about this gentleman right here. This is Dr. Gerald Parker. Now, Mr. Parker, I actually can affectionately say that I had a witness to his success and watched him grow. Now, in 2019, I was introduced to NWR Financial, and we were sitting across each other at a coffee shop here in Garner, North Carolina. He shared this opportunity with me, and it never looked back. I watched him walk away from a $65,000 a year job to be able to do this full time. You say, what is this? What we're doing right now, having a conversation and getting paid to do it. Dr. Parker eliminated 6.5 years of debt. He paid off a brand new Mercedes. He eliminated interest by $52,000. He reduced his taxes by $350 per month. He restored his credit with over 128 points, and he's cash flowing $10,000 a month. But here's the kicker. He always had a dream about having a second home in South Florida, which is actually where he's from. He ended up purchasing a second home in South Florida, and he has a property here in North Carolina. Amazing. So now freedom, options, and choices he has, being able to take the trip to go back to South Florida and come here to Carolinas whenever he wants. That's amazing. Red carpet pull up limousine, walking off that job, watching his colleagues crying because they could not believe he was leaving them. And yet they did not believe that this was happening. Took us to Con Key for all expense lunch. Anything you wanted on the menu, paid for by NWR Financial. It was amazing. I mean, I had never seen nothing like that. And to see the growth of his business since, it's amazing. Now, this next gentleman right here is one that is for the record books, okay? Go ahead, Mr. Brian. Tell him about Mr. Brian N. Bean.
Man, let me tell you, man. I met Brian N. Bean, man. It was like a dream come true. When I said dream come true, hey, remember during the height of COVID-19, man. I usually know Daryl as the voice. So this right here, me working with Daryl is definitely a privilege because Daryl had been putting in work from the top. But this guy right here, Brian N. Bean, this guy, I'll give you the shirt off his back. But I'm telling you, as a top earner, he's the greatest trainer of all time. We call him the G-Tote and the mentor to the millions and one of the founders of the Wealth Syndicate. Hey, this guy right here has been retired since 22 years old. Now, he's been doing this industry about 20-something years right now, right? And what I like about this guy, hey, he has a very, very humble spirit. You know what I mean? And he's willing to help the people that want to help themselves. But think about this. As a top earner, this guy has already positioned himself by having a trust fund baby. He also has a trust fund baby named Makai.
Wow.
Makai Bean. And now he being able to secure $3 million in the trust fund, right? Lower his bill by $1,450. He's also in the 800 credit score and being a top earner making $4,500 as you were $45,000 a month.
Wow.
I'll wait. $45,000 $1,000 a month. This guy was able to change his and his whole next generation whole financial trajectory. But think about this. He took some cash. He was able to buy this 20 acres of land, affectionately known as Bean Acres. He was also able to purchase a property in Dubai. But what I like about both of the purchases is this: he purchased them sight unseen. When I say sight unseen, I mean he made the purchase and he was somewhere else vacationing, and he had somebody in place for him to go ahead and tell him, hey, look, I want this land, and go ahead and hook it up so we can get this deal. But when I say when he took his 20 acres, he made this asset. We got people like the actual CSI, the Georgia Lotto, being able to do movie scenes on his actual property out here. Now, I don't know if you know anything about land in Atlanta, but it actually has a lake on it. How many places in Atlanta have water on it in Atlanta?
Did not know, man.
Exactly. So think about this. Also on this awesome land, he's building an amphitheater. And he's also building tiny homes on it. You could be able to do be on ATVs and four-wheelers, doing on the trails he got out there. If you was a person that you really wanted, to have an awesome explosive experience, you could be able to have family reunions there. You can have, private parties there, you name it. But this is the thing. He took the science of what the experts taught him, took some cash, bought an asset, and is making cash over and over again for him. But it gets better. This property over here in Dubai, man, he did this sight unseen. When he was actually viewing it, they were showing them imagery of how his actual apartment going to be set up. So he's slated to go over there and be able to, next year, I think it's 2024 or something like that, to be able to go into this property. But what I like so much is this. I was talking with Daryl, one time before. He said, man, there's something special about this property we were talking about in Dubai. Daryl, tell them about what's happening across the street from this property.
Man, I'd be glad to. Well, first off, man, yeah, sight unseen, it was crazy to hear that. But this apartment is already fully furnished. So when he arrives to Dubai, first off, he's being picked up in a Phantom taken to his property. Right across the sands, I like to say, from his 8th floor window of this building, they're building residencies that are actually being designed by the Ritz-Carlton. These mansions that are being built are starting at $20 million each. Listen, we ain't no playing out here in these streets, guys. So they making this stuff for somebody. Why not it be you to be able to have access to things like this? There's nothing wrong with having it. Just get your cash flow up so you can be a part of that. Let's keep it moving.
Exactly.
So we talk about becoming a wealth promoter in our discussions here. And what is the wealth promoter? Exactly what we just talked about. But for $249.97, you get yourself a business where you're promoting this membership. One-time activation fee of $100 and then $149.97 per month. That includes the membership. But hey, we're going to show you how this membership will pay for itself. So you're going to do this through 3 different industries. Through e-commerce, which is basically the membership services, through direct marketing, which is what Brian and I are doing currently right now, and through social media marketing, basically being able to promote this on social media, different outlets. You're getting the message out. This is how you're going to be able to create an opportunity of a lifetime for anyone that you introduce this to. So 7 different ways that we get compensated with this program. And we're going to talk about them, and I'm going to break it down just a little bit, but we definitely want to invite you to tune in on Wednesday nights at 8:25 p.m. where the top income earner, Mr. Brian M. Bean, does this same overview and really gets down into it. So you're going to be able to hear this again in more detail. But let's go ahead and break it down, and I'm actually going to expand this page here just so you can see. So we have what's called our guaranteed residual income, which is basically 150 up to 450,000. You get paid daily, weekly, monthly. We have our customer bonuses, which pays you $40 for every customer that you enroll into the program and or member. But you get an additional 10% for the after the fourth member. Then you have a sponsor bonuses. Sponsor bonuses are $50, which is myself and Brian. When we sponsor someone that wants to join us in this crusade, become a part of the Wealth Syndicate, you're going to get paid $50. We have a memento bonus that pays anywhere from $150 to $1,500. But here's the kicker. If you are already an existing partner, our momentum bonus just got reset. So now we have a chance to get that. If you never received the momentum bonus, you have a chance to get this. But for the new person, you get this in your first 30, 60, 90 days. You help 3 who gets 3 in your first 30 days, you're going to get 150. You hit the rank of an executive director, and we're going to talk about the ranks in just a second. You're going to get the 150. You become an ED2, you're going to get the 450. You become an ED3, you're going to get that 950 for a total of $1,500 and just an mental bonus. That's more than what your investment is to become a partner or promoter. We have leadership bonuses, anywhere between $30 to $150. That's on unlimited levels, guys. See, the money is in the leadership bonuses. When you become an executive director 3, that's when you really start to see your fruit of your labors with your entire team. We have a performance bonus that pays $300 weekly. So let me explain to you how that works. You enroll 6 people into your organization in any given week. You're going to be paid $300 weekly. That's on top of all the other monies that we just talked about. And then the last is our Millionaire Residual Income Club. This right here is phenomenal because what we've just done, if once you hit the millionaire residual ring, and if you're married, you and your spouse are both going to get the millionaire rings. The ladies' ring was actually created by our first female residual income ring earner, Ms. Cashel Christie. But you're also going to pick up monies from the company. As the company does well, then you get paid based off of what the company does. So that's the incentive that you receive as a millionaire residual income club earner. So these are the 7 ways that we get paid. It hits different. You're right.
It hit different. A lot of people think it's just a ring. Nah, it's deeper than a ring. You know exactly. You know, open up a whole nother level. And you know, Daryl, I'll tell you what. Something else is about to go happen down the line. I'm pretty sure. I'm in my mind, I can see it happening. That people about to evolve to even the higher level.
Man, exactly. Check this out, guys. So the rank advancements are as follows, okay? And we won't spend much more time on this, but let me just break it down. We have what's called an executive director. That's basically you bringing in 3 personal sponsors within 3 days. Within the first 30 days. You personally sponsor 3. The business is self-funded. You pick up $5 a day, $150 a month. So someone will say, well, that don't sound like a whole lot of money. In order for you to be able to get a ongoing $150 a month, you would have to have $36,000 set aside somewhere, picking up about a 5% return on it in order for you to be able to get that money. So I asked a person, is it easy for you to put your hands on $36K or go and promote this to someone? Hands down, I get that. I'm going to go promote it. Exactly. Then we talk about our 2-star executive director. That's $20 a day, $600 a month. Guys, write that down. 12 equals 600. When I first heard this, I was done. 12 people in your organization pays you $600 a month. Listen, you only sponsor 3 people, but 12 people came into your organization from the leverage that was built. You have unlocked the code for 2-star executive director, $20 a day, $600 a month. The government had just given everyone a $600 stimulus back during the pandemic. Do you know that you would have been able to save people from losing their homes and foreclosure with an extra $600 a month, and you get this paid residually? I could stop right there, but it gets even better. We have our 3-star executive director. That's $50 a day, $1,500 a month. We have our 4-star executive director. That's $100 a day, $3,000 a month. And we have our 5-star executive director, which is $150 a day, $4,500 a month. But hey, listen, you might want to be a little more aggressive. Brian, tell them about the next rank advancements.
So, with the regional director, second tier, hey, you can earn anywhere from $6,000 all the way to $30,000 a month. I'm gonna tell you right now, this right here is definitely about to change somebody's whole financial trajectory as a whole. And as you go deeper off into these different levels, think about this. Where else in the world are you gonna make passive income? This is not like wage income. Now, I'm not knocking a job, but a job is for your current lifestyle. We're talking about your future lifestyle money. Just imagine being able to make this on top. On top. I know usually when y'all say on top, it's sweet. Yes, this is sweeter than sweet, because guess what? You're going to be able to have this passive residual income and still be looking at options for you to be able to have a lifestyle you truly, truly want it. But as you go up in the different levels, right, you can start to make different options. Now, we usually don't do math in public, but I ain't a rocket scientist. If you're making that $6,000 a month, by the 10th month, that's $60K. If you're making that $9,000 a month, by the end of that year, that's over $100K, and it keeps going up. These are some people dream incomes that they've been looking to make. Your job some of your jobs not going to pay you this because they already put cap on the funds that you make. So think about this: you can make this stuff unlimited, and that's just only that's only 5 different ways, and we ain't even finished yet. But $30K a month. Let me tell you something. I could retire my mother if I'm making $30K a month, and I would love to do that one day. Guess what? She works hard. But Daryl, go ahead, finish off on and let them know what that third tier is really doing.
Man, third level is sick. So, guys, as a national director with this company, is paying you $1,500 a day up to $15,000 a day. Now, let me tell you something. When I first started my business, our cap was $1,000 a day. We went from $1,000 a day to $8,500 a day. And now we're at $15,000 a day. Guys, listen, I don't care if it took you 5 years to make this kind of income right here. You can't 9 to 5 your way to wealth. It's just not going to happen. But with this opportunity right here, I don't care what your background is. We meet you where you are. And just like the old saying, slogan for Planet Fitness, there's no judgment zone here. This money can be made at any level of education and background. All right. So we talk about infinite returns, guys, becoming and staying wealthy as a promoter, a member, or both. Because with the infinite returns, just by having the membership only, you're going to be able to get your cash flow up and get your financial life in order. Because we're going to show you how to get paid daily. We're going to show you how to save and invest more. We're going to show you how to stay ahead of inflation, become your own bank, create passive income with streams of income, reducing your taxes, and also being able to multiply your money, all with this wealth membership. So you have to ask yourself the question, do you want all or do you just want some of it? If you want all of it, you want to become a wealth promoter. And that's giving you the 7 ways that we get paid. You just want to become just a member, which is great. Take advantage of the membership. And when you share this information with others within the membership, MWR Financial actually recognizes you for actually sharing this membership with 3 other people. And then you get your membership services waived. But then who gets paid on that? The promoter. So it just makes sense to just go ahead on and just select all, because you're going to get compensated for doing so. So we talk about a lifestyle, guys, and you heard Brian kind of allude to it. Either you're going to earn a living, which is basically 95% of the public of the population getting a paycheck. Look, you just got paid on Friday. You're already trying to figure out how you're going to make it tomorrow or today, or create that lifestyle for yourself. Well, that's 5%. Where you can go and take a trip and come back when you're ready to come back. Spend the time who you want to spend the time with for as long as you want to spend the time with them. See, that's living, guys. That's the life that you want. Be in that 5%. Become a wealth promoter. Get this membership and change your family's trajectory. So science says that you want to retain a certain amount of information. And then you lose it if you don't stay plugged in. Well, we're keeping you plugged in through Zooms, through our regionals that we have, our national. We just got back from Las Vegas, amazing event. Leadership retreats coming up, and our Game Changer event. Stay plugged in, get paid, get promoted. What we're doing right now with the Zoom, this is keeping you informed on what's going on with this information, guys. So just a real quick recap. And I love to talk about this real quick, and I'm only going to talk about the first three, okay? Because you really need to understand this. The rank levels is, again, executive director, 2, and then 3. $5 a day up to $15,000 a day. In your first 30 days, you introduce this to 3 people that you personally sponsor. You just say, hey, listen, I'm doing something. I want you to check this out. Lock arms with me. You're going to be paid $150 in your first 30. Then you help those 3 do the same thing, rinse and repeat. You're going to pick up $450 in 60 days. And then in 90 days, you become an executive director 3. In 90 days, you're going to pick up $900. That's $1,500 in just in a momentum bonus. But then it just goes incredibly bigger than that, based off of the different rank advancements. And again, you only need 3 people to get to the top of this comp plan. Brian, I mean, that's ridiculous, man. I ain't never seen nothing like this. Never.
Exactly, my brother. I'm loving it. I'm loving this. I'm telling you.
Yeah. I mean, 5 o'clock every day, your phone goes off congratulating you because you just picked up whatever your rank is. And it's daily guaranteed. So you can actually set your budget with the kind of money that we make in here. We got a lot of leadership, a lot of industry leaders looking at us very hard, man, because they see what we're doing. We are becoming the Amazon in the financial services space. There's no question about that. So either you're in as a number 1 or you a sum of a number 2. Become a wealth promoter with us, $249.97 a month, $149.97. Excuse me, $249.97. One time $100, $149.97 per month. And that includes a membership, and it also includes a spouse. Or just become a member for $149.97. And either way, you're going to win, and win in a big way. Brian, got anything else you want to mention, man?
Hey, Daryl, all I want to say, is this. A lot of times when we show awesome information like this, a lot of people are going to say, hey, man, I'm good. But in truth and reality, we talking to them in order for them to pass this information to the person that we know that need this on all different levels. And if you say you really want to help somebody that's in need, this is one of the answers to what they've been looking for the prayers that they've been asking.
Absolutely. So, hey, listen, guys, we want to be sure for all those that are currently actively involved with this crusade, get yourself registered for our NWR Go Beyond event. It's going to be in Atlanta, Georgia, November 4th and 5th. Go to Make Wealth Real Events to get registered. Make Wealth Real Events. Let's get yourself registered. This is the last corporate function for the year. So you definitely want to get registered and be at this event. We also want to invite you to tune in for our ladies only overview, what we like to call the flow, First Ladies of Wealth overview. That's going to be tomorrow, well, actually today, at 8:25 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Tap in for the ladies only. Got to hear this information. You'll be able to relate to it. See, the women, as Brian had mentioned earlier today when I was listening to his overview, you guys are running this thing. So when you actually can get yourself tapped in with other like-minded women, it's a game changer. So definitely tap in to this overview tonight. And we definitely want to appreciate your time and attention for this overview. Again, tonight, tap in. Also Wednesday, 8:25 p.m. Get back to the person who invited you to this platform and get your questions answered. Let them know that you either be a 1 or a 2. You want the membership or you want to become partner with us on this crusade. With that being said, I want to say you guys have a fantastic week ahead and stay plugged in because we will be back with yet another overview to share with you this incredible information. Take care, guys.